My name is Brother Greer, and I will be your facilitator for Group Dynamics, this incredible course that hopefully will make you a better communicator in your organization, in your community, and in your family. And I am so excited that I just want to jump right in today and let's get going. I'm going to give you an assignment tonight, but first I want to talk about 5 key topics that you need to understand when dealing with a group. These 5 keys will help you better communicate with those around you and will give you a little more insight into how you're perceived when you're in a group. Key number 1 is the rate with which you speak. A lot of times what we do is we get nervous and we start talking very quickly, or we want to make our point very quickly, and so we don't ever come up, take a breath, we just talk. It's very quick. We need to understand that the rate with which we communicate is a key ingredient into how others perceive us. When we understand this point, what happens is we become better communicators by varying the speed with which we talk. And we can talk very quickly to make a point, or we can talk very slowly to make a point. These are just tools in our tool chest to allow us to do that. Number 2 is volume. Now, volume when we speak is very important because I can say, go clean your room, or I can say, go clean your room, or I could say, go clean your room. Those 3 simple phrases have totally different meanings and have different perceptions from the intended party when we get that. I could say, I am fed up with your work here. Or I could say, I'm fed up with your work here. Or I could say, I am fed up with your work here. Do you notice how that volume changes a lot? So we need to understand that the volume with which we speak to other people is a vital element and ingredient to how we are perceived. Number 3 is one of my favorites. It's tonality. Tonality is the feeling with which we use our words. In fact, one of the things that I find interesting is that we could say something like, I really want to go out with you. Or I could say, I really want to go out with you. Or I could say, I really want to go out with you. Notice that all 3 of those things are different and they can be perceived differently. Let me give you an example in the gospel. I love to go on splits with missionaries. And one of the things that I've noticed as of late is that elders and sisters typically talk about the first vision in a very subdued, very reverent tone. So I was with some elders and they were out bearing their testimony about the first vision, and they got very quiet and said, I saw a pillar of light exactly above my head, above the brightness of the sun, which descended gradually until it fell upon me. When the light rested upon me, I saw 2 personages whose brightness and glory defy all description standing above me in the air. One of them spake unto me, calling me by name, and said, pointing to the other, Joseph, this is my beloved son. Hear him. Now that's great and all, but as I told them, this is supposedly the second greatest event since Christ actually coming to the earth. Why don't you tell them your excitement, your exuberance, and express to them the power of this moment? And instead of doing it in a very monochromatic way, they could have said, when the light rested upon me, I saw 2 personages whose brightness and glory defy all description standing above me in the air. One of them spake unto me, calling me by name, and said, pointing to the other, Joseph, this is my beloved son, hear him. Now, I would propose that those are very similar and yet very different at the same time. Same words, but hopefully you could feel the passion for my second one. My facial expressions showed my love for the topic and my love for what we're talking about. So tonality is a very important key. The 4th thing is pitch. Pitch is the same as if I was to hit one note over and over again. That would start to become like Chinese water torture for you, but with sound. Versus if I was to use all the notes, it becomes beautiful music. So we shouldn't take our pitch of our voice to one spot and say, I think that this is the pitch with which I will talk with for the rest of the day, because when I do this, it becomes very stagnant and nobody cares anymore. What we need to do is vary, go up and down. And we need to understand that as we do that, others can feel like it's music instead of one note being pressed over and over and over again. Now the 5th thing is the most important. We need to learn how to pause. Hopefully you got that joke. When we pause, what we allow others to do is digest what we're talking about. and it's very, very important that others can catch up with us. I have seen far too often organizations that people want to make a point and they don't want others to jump in, so they continuously go on and on and on without taking a breath, never allowing the other party to actually stop for a minute, absorb what was going on, and interpret it in their own mind. So those are the 5 things: rate, volume, tonality, pitch, and pause. Very important. And now what I want you to do is use that information to introduce yourself. That's going to be the assignment for this week. I want you to post on this same discussion board a video of yourself. I want you to introduce yourself, so your name, where you're from, your favorite thing to do like a hobby or an activity you like to have, and then why you want to take this class and what you think it's going to do for you in your career and in your family. So those are the things, all right? I want you to do that for me, and then I want you to post it below. Now let me tell you something really quick. I get often the objection, but Brother Greer, I don't like the way I sound when I'm recorded. Let me give you a little tip in secret that a lot of people don't know. When we speak, we hear it through the bone, so bone conduction is what we hear ourselves through. When we speak into a recorder and we hear it back, it's through our ear canal that we actually obtain that sound. So what happens is we actually think it sounds different, but it doesn't. That is the way that we sound to everyone. So there is power in understanding how you're coming across, not how you think you're coming across because it's being conducted through bone into your hearing, but through your ear canal, because that's how everybody else is hearing you. So I challenge you to do that. I can't wait to see what you produce, and I can't wait to get to know more about you. I hope all is well with you, and I'm so excited, like I said, to be on this journey with you. Get ready for a fantastic class on group dynamics, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Bye-bye.